music mindset on the airways tonight. Dropping wisdom heavy, groove feeling right. It's the music mindset, vibe that feels so right.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Music Mindset channel. I'm Mr. Mindset. Hey, tonight we're going to get into a special tribute to the singer D'Angelo. I know you've seen the headlines. A lot of people have been affected and talking about it and stuff like that. But I don't think people really know how good he was. I mean, first of all, I want to say the guy could really sing, man. I'm telling you. You didn't see it all the time because he had this kind of chant, rap, sing type thing going on. But definitely he sold millions of records, man. And the record industry knows just how great he was. And I'm going to get into a story tonight. For those of you who are not too familiar with him, I want you to learn about who he was and the type of guy he was and the things that he did. He's got a story. Hang in there and check it out.
Some artists don't just make music, they create moments that stop the world. When D'Angelo sang How Does It Feel, the world froze for 3.5 minutes. And, you can probably see why. That song wasn't just about being sexy, it was about raw honesty. It was about letting the music strip everything away until only the truth was left. That is the story of D'Angelo, the brilliant and reluctant icon. Born Michael D'Angelo Archer in Richmond, Virginia in 1974, he had already developed the music mindset, as witnessed by his 10-year-old brother who caught him on the house piano already playing songs at just 3 years old. And as the son of a Pentecostal minister, his first stage was the church. His style was born from that deep-rooted gospel, but he soaked up soul, funk, jazz, and the raw beat of hip-hop floating around the streets. One of the biggest inspirations to the sound he would later develop was none other than Prince Rogers Nelson.
The first one to kind of like be the catalyst to kind of like point the way was Prince to me. That was it for me. And I was so young when say Dirty Mind came out. To me, that was the shift. You know, that's when he kind of put his flag in the ground. But I mean, that was the catalyst, because everything that I guess would kind of influence him, or that I learned influenced him, that's what I wanted to go seek after.
He had a profound understanding of music that went way beyond simple talent. He put it to work early by forming a group called Precise. And those youngsters found success by performing and winning several times at amateur night at the Apollo in Harlem, New York in the early 90s. This fella could play multiple instruments. I even copped some of his style and licks from the way he played that Fender Rhodes. He first got big attention after co-writing and co-producing the 1994 single You Will Know by the R&B supergroup Black Men United. Then 1995 came, and his debut album, Brown Sugar, dropped.
Brown sugar, babe. I guess high up your love, I don't know how to behave.
Man, was that thing hot. It arrived at a time when R&B was overly polished, but D'Angelo brought back that organic, warm, old-school sound. It featured the title track we just heard called Brown Sugar. And for all y'all who didn't know, that song wasn't about a woman. It was about the kind of brown sugar that you smoke. And the album also had a smooth cover of the Smokey Robinson classic, Cruisin'. Yeah, man, this album went platinum and did more than just sell. It set the blueprint for the entire neo-soul movement, paving the way for artists like Erykah Badu, Maxwell, Lauryn Hill, and others. Then, 5 years later, he dropped his masterpiece. Man, Voodoo debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 and got major critical love. To get that signature sound, he recorded it almost entirely live, with legendary musicians like Questlove and Pino Palladino. This album was so good that the famous record producer and executive Rick Rubin called it absolutely perfect. And from that album came that song we heard at the beginning, How Does It Feel? That iconic minimalist video with just one man, one camera, and, yeah, of course, his butt, turned a respected musician into a global sex symbol overnight. The irony? He didn't like it at all. The fame and obsession with his body instead of his music drove him into the shadows. And the weight of that attention, the expectations, plus personal battles with addiction, alcoholism, and depression pushed him to completely retreat. For 14 years, D'Angelo disappeared. Fans wondered if they'd ever hear from him again. Then, at the end of 2014, he came swinging back with Black Messiah.
When you call my name, when you love me gently.
That album debuted in the top 5 on the Billboard 200 and was bold, political, and deeply soulful. It spoke truth to power and hit on issues like racial injustice. Following the release a few months later, he appeared on Saturday Night Live for the first time in January 2015. It proved his artistry hadn't died. It had matured.
And thanks to D'Angelo.
I want to thank D'Angelo for believing in the power of orchestral music to surround an R&B song. It was wonderful to work on this project. Thank you very much, D'Angelo. We love you.
Black Messiah even won Best R&B Album at the 58th Grammy Awards. Now, away from the spotlight, D'Angelo's life was complex. He shared a son with fellow R&B legend Angie Stone. They were partners and collaborators. They had chemistry both in life and in music, a creative powerhouse, and their connection was undeniable while it lasted. But in a heartbreaking twist of fate, Angie Stone passed away in a car accident earlier in 2025. Those close to D'Angelo say it hit him hard, and he was so overwhelmed that he would hardly speak on it for a while.
Maybe at a helpful stand, but they don't know what you mean. Wonderful.
D'Angelo, though, was still here and cemented as one of the best. Billboard named him one of the greatest R&B artists of all time, especially in the modern era. Rolling Stone ranked him 75th on its list of the 200 greatest singers of all time. That's how respected he was in the industry. This brother sold millions of records. But like I've said many times before, everything must come to an end, no matter how great the world thinks you are. And it would be no different for D'Angelo. In 2025, D'Angelo had pulled out of performances because he had been dealing with a private illness. Sadly, it would end him up in hospice. And unfortunately, on October 14th, 2025, D'Angelo lost his battle with pancreatic cancer. The man was just 51 years old. When you look at his work, the impact is undeniable. Brown Sugar launched a movement. Voodoo redefined R&B. Black Messiah restored meaning to soul music. D'Angelo never chased trends, he set them. He stood in his truth and poured every flaw and every feeling into his art. So tonight, I'm gonna go and listen to his music and remember the man behind the melody. I suggest you do the same and get to know this guy. Go check out some of his grooves and feel that vibe he gave us. The church kid from Richmond who turned pain into poetry and showed us that soul music is all about connection to the past. And even though he's gone, his spirit still lingers in every one of those funky, bouncy grooves. Rest in peace, D'Angelo. You reminded the world that soul never dies.
Yeah, that's simply it, man. I got a lot of respect for what this guy did. That's the type of stories that we do on the Music Mindset channel about music and people that matter. And if you like these type of things, go ahead and subscribe to the channel because we're going to be doing more in the future, as soon as possible, in fact. And I hope you enjoyed and appreciate what we just did. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm Mr. Mindset. Thanks.